Hey, traders. Welcome to episode 939 of the show. You couldn't be doing anything because of Corona, so you're here. Thanks. Appreciate it. Just got Starbucks up on the screen because they had a very disturbing earnings report. Didn't go well. And we can, it doesn't show it here, the price action, but we can look at the price action on Starbucks in the bottom right of your screen where this is after hours trading, the shade of gray, 50 shades of gray or something. It's, kind of like that book right now for Starbucks at $70 where they said on their second quarter earnings, they're going to be chopped roughly in half from a year ago due to coronavirus in China. And then the United States Starbucks revealed, because you got China and U.S., that it expects adjusted earnings of 28 cents to 32 cents per share for the second quarter, which is about, down about 60 cents per share in the second quarter of 2019. So, a quote, "These estimates reflect the impact of lost sales for the periods, as well as incremental expenses for partner wages and benefits, store operations, and other activities related to a COVID-19 outbreak." That's what the company disclosed. So, I don't know, man. That's what happens. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that. More and more, right? But hey, good news. The NBA is set to televise a horse competition with celebrities, man, or something. I don't know if you're into that. I think you can probably bet on it too. Sportsbookie is probably hyped for that. I was said in the Discord, imagine losing your house to betting on horse during the COVID-19 outbreak. Wow. Okay, so futures, top left of your screen, top right. You got the S&P 500, Dow Jones. They're nothing really, right? S&P's down 0.01%. But, futures just reopened again 8 minutes ago. So we could expect that change in time, but if things all stay the same, the way things have been going, volatility is not going to be bad here again. And who knows, man, maybe tomorrow we could see even higher prices where the S&P 500, unreal, man, 2750. It's so nice that I had to put it in the title of the stream. Here it is. All you can do is look at the Fibonacci here and close at our highest level since March 11th. We're going on a month, pretty much at a month highs. So 50%, 2793, 2800 really, give or take a couple dollars. But right at a very critical resistance, he actually broke it and closed above it. Not bad, man, right? You can see the low from March 2019, June 2019. I think that's kind of it. You got a kind of resistance at April 2018. So good stuff. Positive momentum continues to build. And 54 on the RSI, still very neutral on the daily. And on the 4 hour, where we had discussions on the divergence, maybe positive Momo is just building again, right? To where this will eventually, start waning again. But when, right? Will we be up here and be at a 618 by the time this divergence starts to really mature or develop, right? So far, after the crash, doing normal stuff, doing what things normally do after they crash. They have reflexive rallies. This one's been pretty good so far. Pretty moderate retrace. Dow Jones, not today, man. Dow Jones and S&P, great. So this is their moderate common reversal area, the major common reversal area. And so, this could continue on up. But you know where we are, right? Because we've had this plotted for how long now? And we're in the midst of it. Regeneron hit multi-year highs today where Trader settled up. Yeah, highest level since 2017, where traders settled up on the 4 hour. And then Tau, dude. I was like, right at open, the scamminess. Ugh. Closed out most of my position, still exposed to it. But good to see, you know, it not push up any further. So, really, really want to break below $50. $50 of that psychological support, resistance area. But also, it's literal here. It's right here. So you could, I mean, I can just do this if you want. Excuse me. So it's like, I mean, monstrous pattern, but it's Chinese. And after fraud, you know, yesterday you were down to $39 down here, and somehow you made it up here by the time the market opened again. Crazy, dude. But yeah, I mean, most stocks did well today. Energy killed it. I mean, Apache Energy, which is like I mean, it's 100% based on like performance. The worst performing asset on the S&P 500 for the last 10 years, 11 years is Apache Energy. It was the top performer today, the top gainer. So hype for that, dude. See if you want to see it. I don't think it really matters, right? Garbo, man, but so many supports. I mean, just stupid amount of support looking left. It's just like a, good God. You got to go all the way back to like the 80s, though. This is what was, you know, it's like synthwave. You know, synthwave gives you that nostalgic 80s feel. Apache Corporation should also give you a nostalgic 80s feel, right? Where you know, are back to those prices. So yeah, this is the worst one, man. Out of all of them. 2008, you know, like $150, man. And here we are, $758. But, you know, clearly you can see double bottom type stuff like many other assets is pretty gorgeous. Now you're right at this, another resistance, all kinds of resistance above you now. I mean, my God, man. Fibonacciing here. You're not even at a 236, I don't think. High to low. Nope, not even close, man. Just to get to a 236 retrace, $11. That's how devastated this thing's been. Good luck in, you know, what's going on. There's just too much supply. Can't you buy, like, oil at spot price? Some places for, like, a dime or something, like, or a gallon of gas is like 10 cents. Yeah, man, it's supply problems. Too much supply, and at the same time, kind of a lack of demand because of coronavirus. Perfect storm. Okay, man. So I guess we can shift gears back to crypto, whatever, to keep it fresh. If anyone's even there watching, I don't even know. I might not even be live. Chad, can you hear me? Someone? Monero? Bueller? I mean, if you want to be real here, if we're looking at the 4 hour Monero, look like a low and a much higher low with higher levels of negative momentum. I mean, that's like hidden bullish divergence. So we will see. That means impending price action continuation to the upside, if you could even believe it. This pattern is insane. You can hear me? Okay. Sweet. That's awesome, dude. So that's Monero. It has achieved a golden retrace and log scale. Your high to low, and that's definitely reversal areas. You've reversed, but been very weak. I think it has everything to do with Bitcoin holding up 73.56. Looks like it could be knocking on that 7,400 door again soon.
Hi, Mr. Steve Mnuchin aka Snoochie Boochie and his homies from Coinbase, and he already mentioned fintech companies as intermediary to send money to the PPL. You think DUS, digital used, soon?
I mean, I guess, Zolta. I mean, you think that's where we're going? Isn't it the government's job to try to take more power away from the people in every capacity? You know, control. So, I mean, that's what the government's gonna do. Digital US dollar. I mean, you think that's, again, I mean, that's what China's trying to do, but I think you will face a lot of backlash and a lot of opposition to it. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to happen. Snoochie Boochie, Solta says, thank you, man. Link going insane. Yes, it is. It's up 16.4%. Oh my god, man. We can switch on over to it real quick. Link. Just busting to the upside, exceeding a 618 right now at log scale. We stopped looking at log for here. So, I mean, you don't have to. You're at a 50% retrace on Link in linear and a 618 in log scale. Or you're exceeding the 618 in log scale. That's pretty spectacular. I mean, you're back to, I mean, this is, you're about to be testing, okay, you're breaking this peak from November of 2019. That's the, on the daily, that's part of the, that's like the top, it's like you double topped here, but on the daily, there's a wick up here, and so that's why it looks like that. So, big deal right here. Look, man, this is like 2 peaks on the 4 hour. And you're breaking it, right? So it's up 17% and you're breaking resistance. And, you know, the next resistance, I mean, it's kind of right close to you, isn't it? 329, which is the valley, the double top, the gorgeous textbook double top. Remember this? You can look it on the daily and it'll show you better. Yeah, see the wicks up here? Don't show up on the 4 hour. That's all I'm talking about. So freaking killing it, man. Is it U-shaped recovery? Well, just about anything, you're in a common retrace area. So no selling signals on the daily. None. It doesn't. There's like no impending price action versus to the downside. There's no. You're not even overbought. So Link could continue on up if Bitcoin stays sideways long enough. Insanity. Very good performer. Link has been just an outperformer, right? Got to the bottom of this range and it touched it a couple times and consolidated. It might have been setting up for low price, but it just broke to the upside. So maybe other altcoins will follow in time, especially if Bitcoin breaks the upside above 7,400. Nowhere to go but up. Oh, I don't know about that, man. Oh, it should be Chomsky. Of course. Of course. It should be in the best interest of the people. But there was, you know, it's gotten so big now. I mean, the government. So let's check out XRP. It's up 4%. I think it's breaking out. It's getting close. Man, it's getting real close. Look at this. I mean, how long till you just decide to break to the upside at this point, man? Like, it's getting ridiculous. It's not ridiculous in terms of Fibonacci from the major high to low. Not at all. I mean, you're just inside of the... You just got into the golden zone. 19.5 cents all the way up to 25.2 cents. So, I mean, this could, in reality, climb much higher. If Bitcoin goes higher, it's underperforming Bitcoin since Bitcoin's above its 50% retrace.
Can we check out Invex? Thank you, sir.
What's up, Wayne, man? Thanks, dude, for the 3s. Yep. Man, nice climb. Really nice. How it's going. Don't know what I want to do on this screen, but it doesn't matter. So, Novavax. It is breaking above support. I mean, it should be support resistance, ice lines, whatever you can call it. Rallying. I mean, sure, you'll show divergence at some point, I guess, but this could go. I mean, the next. See, there are all kinds of valleys here, right? Each one could play a role as reversal. So I guess what we could do is, I mean, there's a gap fill. My God, you break some of these resistances, you know, just saying how it is. I mean, that's 42.74.
Hey, can we take a look at Quant, please?
Seuss Game, thanks for the 349 euros. Yeah, Quant. You talking about an S coin? Is that what we're talking about? Making sure. Or is it a stock? So you got a gap fill. But of course, we must just look at retraces. How are we doing on that? You've exceeded the 236, good. So yeah, it seems that the next target really is kind of 2185. That's definitely where this could go. But there are just, you know, these little valleys here. But the more major kind of support resistance is right around that 382. So that's where it could go if it's to keep climbing. If the macro stays strong, you're not overbought. So it could go. Right, that's probably where you're looking. All right. Quant to BTC, Quant to US dollar. Oh yeah, I remember this thing, man. Holy crap. It had a pattern that played out too. Oh, this was back, remember this, dude? Freaking fantastic bullish Gartley. Rallied, I mean, made reasonable retraces, then dumped again, sure. Or sometimes when I haven't looked at something in a long time, I'm just like, oh, wow. I remember that. So with Quant, where you are, it seems possible. I mean, there's a major resistance at 86,869 Satoshis. But you're not making a higher high here. You know, you made you ran up, you sold off, and you're rallying. You're kind of making lower highs. You want to be, this is the attempted rally here. Right? So you really want to go. That's an upside target if the rallies to continue, which I don't know. I mean, look how much it's gained in value, you know, since March 12th. Talking in less than a month, it appreciated in value 205%. So premium price for Quant after such a nice run. And it's like, hey, is that bull flag? I mean, maybe. It could be. Could also be an X, A, B, C, D thing too. 88% retrace. So if it does start selling off and you're getting scared, it looks like, 60,000 sats. That's where you want to draw the line. You don't want it to go below that again, man. That's a major ice line. Because then you break 60 sats, you're going down to 54,000 sats real fast. You don't hold that, then there's the deeper retraces we just talked about, like with the harmonics or something. So I don't know. It might be too early to try to create something here. Like, is this a valid anchor point? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's valid. Okay, so we can only just talk about support resistance here. I'll tell you this, which is already kind of weird. Okay, so Quant is, it's kind of bearish. It's kind of nothing, really. So it's not really like this long-term trend. Anyone seen this, man? Is this a cipher? 786, anyone? So this is another. I said we're paying premium without even thinking about harmonics, and it's like if you're at a PCZ, a price reversal, pattern completion zone of this bearish cipher. So this is where, you start retracing 50% of the way, 61% of the way, 70% of the way, right? So be mindful of that. Okay, Wayne. Well, hey, probably going to hit that 382 then, huh? Yeah, probably. Hype for NVAX. Wayne said it plans to start human trials on COVID-19 vaccine candidates in May. That's awesome, dude. So, I mean, right? People who think that there's value here, what do they know? Right? You do this over and over and over again across all markets, and it's like we just talked about it. You appreciating value less than a month, 200%. That's not like somewhere, taking along there, it's like, huh? How? Why? How could you even refute that argument? It's so crazy. I'm full of crap. Is that true? I'm full of crap because how is that crap? This makes all the sense in the world, dude. So, probably butthurt about his coin. Anyway, man, I did a morning stream. Now I'm doing an afternoon stream. So, thanks for being here. Futures aren't doing anything. Okay. Yeah, so, U.S. oil. Kind of like range bound, right? Range bound between $20 and $28.45. So you break 28.35, you could probably see $34. I know there's going to probably be resistance looking left. But if you attempt to rally here, right, we rally on up, we make a lower high, and we still can't break 28.45, we could very well test $20 again. But something interesting, and I know it's bearish as crap right now, but just tell me on the 4-hour hidden bullish divergence. You make a low, a higher low, higher levels of negative momentum, and it's clearly waning here. You're getting back to neutral, so maybe to play out. That means we would test 28.45 again. Nasdaq's doing fantastic. It's only down like 10%, on the year, I think. It outperformed the crap out of the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, and of course the Russell 2000, which is the underperformer of the four. But I like the Qs, man. More so. The Qs. Take a look at the QQQ gang. Yeah, dude. It still didn't go as high as it did, yesterday, but 2 days ago. But nevertheless, it's achieved its first target, right? This is how one would size it up. Common sense on this one. Where there was critical support, it was outperforming the S&P 500. They were all showing signs of some seller exhaustion, and you did it once, then twice, then the third time with this wicked action. With this right here was such a good combo for a potential maybe reversal, and you just gapped up, and you just, you went up, you went sideways, and now you're really running again. Sweet. Seuss game. Of course, Mike Lamb. Yeah, of course. So that's Q's. If you don't know the Q's, it's like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple. It's the MAGA stocks that are the 4 largest holdings of the blend. Yeah, there's also leverage. The TQs and the SQs, be careful with those. They have decay, so they lose value overnight when you hold them, overnight. So Qs, and now we can shift to gold. Just doing a run around where, we had plotted this and we'd finally gotten back up to it. We broke it. When we broke it, really it started going and finally got to that measure move, the double bottom. It's just kind of flagging maybe right now. I mean, it does look like a flag a little bit, but we know that's like a 78-88% retrace right there. So we know after a run like this, you could start selling off and retracing. Right, high to low. Right, you hit an 88% retrace perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly. 1673, and then you reversed. Fortunately, the reversal isn't too bad yet. But those are the deep retrace areas, man. Those are the areas to be taking profit on a trade, not to be going long on a trade, right? You get it. Even if you're like, oh, it's an inverse head and shoulders, it's like, okay, well, this thing has had a really nice run, and this was a trade setup, so sure, it could keep going, man. Absolutely. And if it does, then your next target's 1690 to 1700. You break that, well, you're probably going up to 1800. Yeah. That's gold. Awesome, Caldwell. I was glad you enjoy it, man. Jason, you don't normally need to. You don't really want to look at. You want to look at the whatever tool you're using, investing tool you're using to lever or to leverage an asset. You want to look at the asset itself and make your decisions off that. Not look at something like the XPXU or the XPXL or the XPXS, right? Just look at the SPX, and we do that. And we would try to make our decisions based on that, right? On if we're going to take a trade or something. Targets for Bitcoin. If it breaks the upside, if it truly breaks 7,400, you're going to 7,700. And then right after that, at 7,800, there's a square up. And then around $8,000 is the 618, the golden retrace. And that's really where the 200 moving average is too on the daily. So those are all targets to the upside. To the downside, 7K, your first target. If you really sell off here, they are your targets. Man, future is super dead. Haven't moved since open. Been live for 35 minutes. The futures. Yeah, you like it? This is a shirt Prodigal Taurus gave me in Austin, Texas when we met up. Yeah, I did like it a lot. TA shirt. We can do that in a minute. I don't even know the last time
Is that a joint?
I did things. The stock, not me.
Adrian A, you... Elon? What are you talking about, Adrian? I don't even get that, man. I don't understand. Oh, but thank you, man. Okay, we haven't done this in a minute. Right? Maybe it's up to today. I don't think it is. 1.36 million. 1.504 million now. Wow, almost 88,000 total deaths reported. So those numbers are still going, man. 424,000.
Is that a joint?
Infected in the U.S. reported. Wow. How apropos, it's 420 every day this month, so I don't know, dude. S&P, the target's been 2,800. The Q's hit their 50% retrace. Don't know if it's going to go higher. And if you break 2,800, good chance you'd see 2,930. But there are definitely resistances, sorry, I don't even have that plotted right there. So breaking, where we've already broken, right? If you can sustain prices above where we are now, there is a good chance you'll see 28, 26. I know there's the 50%, but you got to think about it like, if there's a very critical support resistance looking left, there's a good chance it would exceed the 50% and go up to go touch those levels for real, Fibonacci is definitely there, but you got to think about the bots going to their next levels to test them to fail at least, if they're not going to break them to the upside.
Is that a joint?
Oh, Intelsat.
Intelsat, bro.
Gotcha. Sorry, man. I think we were talking about that, right? Today. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, the wedge. Oh, my God. Dude, Intelsat. Chat.
Is that a joint? Is that a joint?
Sorry, wrong buttons, I guess. But dude, remember that joke, the meme you brought up, and we're like, what was it? What is it, boy? Do you smell something? And it was before I plotted the wedge. You didn't really give anything away. I'm just trying to, and it's like, oh my God, look at all of it, dude. So many coinciding effing variables. Look how the divergence continued on, man. Even more than before. Good God, and it's up 57% because of seeking funding for something. 57%. And you have a candle close confirmed breakout of the textbook pattern. 1 touch, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no. You only had 4 touches. Yeah, you didn't even have 5 touches on this, but whatever. It was still pretty. And if you look left, what did we do? We fell below an ice line. I think that was all-time lows. And we sprung, dude. We sprung. I wonder if we backtest 144 as support. That would be super healthy. But you'd think that in time, the next target really is 246. I don't know, man. Maybe 211 is up there, too.
Is that a joint?
I smelled money, bro.
Yes, you did. Good boy. Just kidding, because it's a joke we had. Because sometimes people will contribute to see an asset because they think there's a reason with technical analysis it's going to go up. And then some people request assets when there's absolutely no edge on the market at that time for that underlying asset. So you sometimes just don't know. Oh my God, it's the 8th. I forgot, dude. I completely forgot. It's supposed to be 80s. I might have to come back for another stream or something to get one out of the way. I don't know. Crap. Probably not. Probably just do it tomorrow or something. Oh well. There's only 550 of y'all here. Who cares? Everyone's seen 80s Day. It's okay. I don't know, man. So Bitcoin, man, here it is. 7,400 is real life. That's right, Jason. Who cares? Exactly. No one cares. Market's closed on Friday. Yeah, that's right. Good Friday. So it's like the divergence you have. My God. Is that it? Is that all you got? Divergence? It could, of course, it could just never break 7400 and dump, but there's always the chance that it could upthrust through 7400 to go to 7700 and develop even more bearish divergence on the 4 hour before reversing the downside. It's just you just don't have much of an edge on the daily. Besides, we're in the middle of the golden zone, so at any point, this reversing the downside wouldn't be very weird. Yeah, Link is up now nearly 20%. And what broke that resistance, right? We were breaking it as we were looking at it. Here it is. You're now at 329. The next resistance, the valley of the double top. Beautiful. Also the peak on the daily of the bullish cipher pattern that became kings. Wow. Very good.
Elon just put his workers on furlough. I hear he's taking this downtime to build a Bitcoin rocket to the moon.
Is that real life? Is he really, Little James? Thanks for the 10 dudes. I don't know about the rocket ship to moon thing, but maybe the weekly divergence has something to say about that, Are we Fibonacciing Link? We already have. High to low. You've exceeded the 50% retrace. And the 618, the golden retrace, is $3.60. But I don't know how you're going to get there with this kind of mega resistance. It's a big time. It's like the equilibrium level of the range, right? Between $2. No, between 150 and 475. You're just right in the middle of the trading range, the huge trading range. So that's the halfway point's not easy to break. Oftentimes you pull back, even if you're going to break it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm saying like on the daily is where that shows up. I'll show you. Wow. And look at that. Yeah, up here is 337. Right here is 321. These peaks. You were breaking through the wick here. And the 4 hour is perfect. It's so weird on this. I feel like I'm crazy because these wicks aren't being accounted for. You don't see this often. Like on the 4 hours being respected so well here. And on the daily, it's not. Either way, dude, you got to be impressed with Link's performance. It's a nice rally. Where it's been in a bullish range since it was created at the top in June of 2019. One time, do you see in the top right of my screen for the chart, it says link to US dollar. It's magnified for you up here. Nice and Ryan, man. Good stuff. Hey, dude, it's like it could keep going down, right? But when sometimes you can call audibles when they're event-driven catalysts like that just instantly put you in the green like that. You just say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong at all. I don't know. I mean, like many other assets, it's just going through a reflexive rally after a crash. Constellation. Cynthia Atkinson. Yeah, from the high to low. 50% retrace, maybe a 618 on the wicks. Yeah, so, yeah, nice engulfing candle. It's just following the macro. It's doing exactly what the macro is doing, right? It's outperforming a little bit because the S&P 500 has not achieved a 50% retrace yet. But it's that same old, like, it dumped, it rallied, it sold off a little bit, and now it's going again. I mean, it's just, like, the index funds. But something good that happened today, or yesterday, you went to back test an old ice line. Today we back tested it again as support twice, and now you've run and you've engulfed. It's like a bullish engulfing candle. But I don't know, like after crashes, like this is where people start, like people, like the impulse is like what side is gonna win. Probably there's a good chance, right? So if it was like a bearish impulse, that means that the bears are looking for opportunities with their Fibonacci nodes. Like, hey, there's a 61.8% sale on Constellation Brands for a short because we crashed. The impulse is down, and so after you get to these common retrace areas, that's the value perceived, and so people start layering into short positions at the 618s, the 786s, and maybe even the 886s if you're lucky enough. So, you know, you're having a really nice rally, but it's just like the rest. We're in a recession, and these things happen. You go up, commonly retrace, and then you dump again, and normally, a lot of times, you can test the lows again. But the good news is, until you fall back below 145, everything's good, right? If you can stay above this long enough, yeah, you might have another good run up, but I just don't know if it's gonna be up here. Like, I don't think you're gonna be seeing these highs again for a while. Like the 200s. Okay. Chomsky, that's quite the imagery. Wow. You should go work for Disney or something. This is all a fake out until the dump. Be prepared, it's coming, Brand says. I mean, I think there is, you know, we're still in a rally on Bitcoin, and I think we will have another major leg down. And when we get that big leg down, that is when we could start showing some possible, you know, seller exhaustion, buying opportunities on a daily time scale. Just reading some chat, man. I'm tired, right? If I stream in the morning, I'm just not going to be as focused in the afternoon. Visual point is
The RTX, please. AOK hand. Thumbs up. Persevering face. Winking face. Smiley face.
What's up, Iconic Man? Thanks for the we'll just call it Cardano in the jar. It's not Kincoin. Wow. Wow. So we plotted this at one point, you know. I don't know when it was. Was it yesterday, or was it just like, or you think that you're on this attempted rally? But the thing is, man, normally at this point, from a high to another high, maybe it's going to be on the weekly where you show bearish divergence. Not even. Yeah, Vertex, Regeneron, man. Dude, those are insane. So you did definitely, I mean, you pulled back on the weekly. It's just like indecision and doji going on. Do I see an edge right here? Not really. If you go much higher, yeah. Because, like, you know, if you keep going higher, you'll start building positive momentum again, and then it'll be like clear weekly bearish divergence, and that's like buyer exhaustion. So this one's very similar to Regeneron, where they're at their all-time highs. They've been killing it, and it's like, oh, for Regeneron, I mean, it makes sense. Dude, there's just so much to talk about on Regeneron. I don't know if it's going to stall here, man. It could keep going right on the weekly. I don't have much of an edge. Right? It had a big bearish engulfing candle yesterday, right? So that's a reversal candle, and that's. But then today, as you can see, we started getting follow through price action, and we had a huge rally because the indices, right? The index funds had huge runs today. So that's gonna happen. But these are a bearish engulfing candle. Normally is like when you start selling off and retracing, and you could come down to test 232. That was the target, right? There's a 382, yeah, 241. You hit that. Common retrace areas before you run again, if you're going to. There's absolutely no bearish divergence on the weekly yet or the daily. But a 1272 fib extension from this high to low. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this because that can probably confuse people. But this is relevant right now because, you know, it's on the way down. But I'm saying you can do Fibonacci from this high here to low, and you can see you hit that 1272, and you almost got to the 1414. My God. So what do you want, man? It's not much changed since we looked at it, I think yesterday or this morning or whatever. What's up, who let the bulls out? Yes, Christopher. Yes. An engulfing candle with a hammer. I don't know. It's just being propped up by the index funds. Many assets did the same thing, including return around. Hey, man, Bitcoin 73.83. 4-hour highs. So the edge you had, I think it played out, and now we're rallying again, and you're about to be touching 74. You're going to test 7,400 again, probably. And if you break it, remember, good chance we could see 7,700, because that's just a historical looking left resistance support. We know that. Negative momentum's waning, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how it could play out, where, you know, there just wasn't enough selling pressure at all, and or just too much demand. You went down to 7,080, which is a support resistance. Look, I mean, you can clearly see here. Tested, bounced. And if we do that, we go up to 7,700, or, you know, it's higher prices, and then we start getting that continuation of divergence. It would be maybe much stronger. Bitcoin says screw the indicators. Well, no, again, man, like, it's, you had it and it kind of like played out, and the follow through from the bears wasn't there. Like, there just wasn't any follow through price action. So now your negative momentum that was supposed to build is now starting to fade again, and you're about to go to neutral. So it just seems like if we do break the 7,400, that's when the divergence is going to show up. But if you break that resistance, then you know, again, where we could be going. And that's up here. All right, 7,700. These peaks, you see lots and lots of price action on the, when you run and test it as resistance, but also when you've regarded it as support. So, you know, there's a bounce right there. We go way back here, 2018. It's like the top of a bear flag from June of 2018. It looks like there's we had a touch from March 2018, touch from February 2018. This is just an area of resistance where you think you'd be going next if you broke 7,400. Hasn't happened yet. You're $30 away from being at the major resistance. Going well so far. I mean, if the ascending triangle is real life, then could see it. Maybe developing on the 12-hour. Well, dude, you gotta think about this, man. If it can't develop on the 12-hour anymore if it doesn't go to higher prices, probably, right? So that's how we could get back into positive momentum territory, and on your time scale, it could be, you know, more valid. So not bad, dude, not bad. Bitcoin's kind of waking up. It's kind of been stalling today with the S&P. You know, we've been watching Bitcoin correlate very well with the index funds. And today it kind of stalled out. So are we getting this delayed gratification from Bitcoin? 73.84. Whoa, 73.90 for a second. Not bad, man. Negative momentum started winning before we went to lower price. Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, dude, right here, it was like, are we screwed? There was 60-minute, like, Wyckoff distribution right here. We were in phase D right here. But the cool thing is, though, you say that, but then the RSI helped us, continued to guide us like a compass, right? Like, hey, we're getting even more bearish divergence on the RSI. So I'm not sold yet on this one. And that was, we did get a nice drop, $1,000 move down. So it was very helpful. That's a good thing about having two oscillators, right? Sub extra. Renee says fake out. We will see. Charleston, either way, whether it's fundamentals, if your argument's kind of with fundamentals, I mean, no one on technicals, man. You crash, you rally 50%, 62% of the way, and then you dump, right? We aren't at a 62% retrace, which Bitcoin has seen the 62% retrace many a times after crashing, 50% as well. So until we start breaking 7,800 for real, I mean, it's not weird. And 7,800 to 8,000, that's like around where the 200-day moving average is. So, like, I think there might be a little bit more room left to run for Bitcoin, but when we start getting up there, man, that's kind of the breaking point.
I tried to explain delaying gratification, I kept falling asleep.
Bruh.
Oh yeah, is that true? Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. Kept falling asleep. Yeah, man, well, I don't even know how to respond to that, dude. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Thank you. So, all right, man, oh, sweet. Right, 2 minutes till, top of the hour. But you got 60 more minutes until the daily candle close for Bitcoin. Don't know if I'll be around for it, but it'd be nice to get some price action while live. Always right. Wayne Batson said that was a good one. Ben Smith, I think until the 13th of April, Fed's pumping like $13 trillion to the repo markets, I think. So more liquidity every day until then, right? It's like a day after Easter, I think. Starbucks hanging in there, 70-25. Half their sales cut in half, man. That's so wild. Dang, dude, Starbucks sales are down 70% in the last 2 weeks of March. Good God. How's that even? I mean, that's just, I guess it makes sense. When you shut down the whole economy, you should have numbers like that. Oh, we have jobless claims tomorrow. You gotta wonder how high it's gonna be, how many millions it will be, since we, every week it's real bad. So when will that crest? When will that pinnacle? When will we the next week we have a jobless claims number that's lower than the previous week. I don't know if it's gonna be this week, man. That's kind of scary. Futures are freaking dead, man. Just 0% change, really, on both. Crude's up 4.3%. Yeah, it pumped. $10 million? What? You think 10 million? That would be an insane number.
BTC been beating market all quarter. The maturation has begun. Mental hygiene. Jesus loves us.
Jesus loves man. Amen. What's up, Todd Bizarre? Thanks for the $10 super chat. The maturation has begun. Bitcoin's beaten all quarter. Hey, you know, whatever. Sure. If you start there. But Bitcoin had a halvening, didn't it? And I don't, dude, just looking at it on the daily, seeing it before like this. You crashed, you're rallying. And I think at 70, 74, 77, 8,000, that look, 8,100 is the 200-day moving average. Like, this does not mean that this is going to happen this time. But it is interesting to look back in like real bear trends on Bitcoin. How we've correlated to the 200s, you know, when you fall below it and you run up, you get so close, you don't even touch it, but you almost did and you sell off. Look up here, you get so close, man, so freaking close on your huge peaks to the upside, these nice moves up. They were all ushered in with bullish divergence on a daily time scale. T8's fake, man. Okay. So this one wasn't ushered in with bullish divergence on a daily time scale, but maybe a weekly time scale. Definitely a weekly time scale. So reflexive rally. And I think when you start 8,000 is kind of the breaking point. And then you got the channel itself where, wow, you know, we're still right at this 75% trend line of the equidistant channel. Right at it, man. We've reversed plenty of times here, haven't we? So breaking that, I mean, you're in the last section of the channel. So the 200 would be there, the square up, and then of course the down sloping resistance. Oh, daily is good. Absolute zero. Daily, weekly, monthly, 4 hour. All right. So, you know, daily, you want all the variables to line up the way, you know, once you have your own playbook, you want all those variables to line up and all say the same thing, the daily. So then you say, all right, the daily looks prime for a long. So let's go to the 4 hour. And if you can get some buying signals on the 4 hour and you have like, you know, less significant patterns and all that, but they're all saying the same thing, the daily saying that's when you take your strike, your shot, right? You go long. When the 4 hour lines up with the daily, that's such a good combination, man. Okay, does that make sense? Is this stream even live, man? No, it's not live. This will pay off immensely when this video is static and someone's watching it and it's not live. Oh yeah, Sam T. Dude, they were out of like all of them, man. I was so pissed. Like, we're out of this one, we're out of this one. It's like all they had were the nasty sounding ones. I'm like, no, I don't want any of those. It's a pain. Dude, it's like they just don't have anything at the stores. Jadings, what's up, dude? Mr. Rambo, are you blocked? Is there a reason why you should be blocked? I know, I just like the Like, tuna by itself is so crappy, you know, like, I mean, it's not bad.
Bruh.
Whip it, man.
Tipped $25. Was able to close my put spreads for a small profit. I still believe the rally will hit resistance around out 24k to 24.3k prior to reversal. VIX barely budged today. The mega bearish trend is the end of globalization. Kings.
Yeah, you think that we're going to get up to 50% retrace, which is confluent with the support resistance. We closed right above, just like the S&P, man, in a way, in its own levels. Just you closed above major areas. So we get some volatile price action. Yeah, dude, there you go, 24k. If you break 24,000 though, I mean, there's definitely a chance you could see 24,847. Yeah, look, man, it's like that would be the next one for real. Up here. So either way, man, it's the golden zone. You're kind of at the halfway point. And these are starting to become areas where we start getting major selling again. Prevailing impulse was bearish. You retrace. And then you reverse again to the downside. Futures holding well. Futures not. They're just sitting there. They're not doing anything. The futures volatility is dead again. I mean, for the most part. Which I guess is a good thing. For now. Dude, I'm telling you, when all the selling starts picking up again, futures will be nuts again. Champa, nah, dude. We're literally looking at futures right now. We know where the markets are. It's not down 4%. Oh, the NBA did NBA 2K tourney. It was pre-reported. The books in Vegas didn't know, and there was a ton of action on the underdog. So weird, man. That's so weird. Gareth, you're good, dude. I think you're good, man. Your messages are staying right where they are. So, yeah, Whippy, dude, thanks so much, man, for the 25. I really appreciate it. You got me on to talking about, you know, the Dow Jones. It's very simple. And this divergence, it will eventually mature, but when? That's the question. When will this start waning for real? Because it hasn't yet. So if the Fed is insane, I mean, who knows what kind of crap they've unleashed with unlimited quantitative easing? I mean, we never seen anything like that. How can we even know the correlation we're going to receive on the equities market? We just don't know. So it's like 50%. Well, what about them, man? What if they can push this crap up to 25,226? That'd be wild. I mean, I think it's very possible that we could see a 618. But I just don't know how we can get higher than that with what's going on. By then, you'd certainly be showing, you know, exhaustion on the 4 hour at least, right? Okay, man, so you know, Bitcoin's 73 to 63. There's less than an hour to go till your daily candle close. You ran up and just about tested that 7,400 historical resistance. And if you do start breaking into the higher prices, then I think you will certainly see bearish divergence really develop on that MACD, but it might be at 7,700. Muddy, yeah, it is, because it's like people like asking me about the stuff, and it's like, well, we have to factor in all this other stuff that's unprecedented. These market conditions are just not stable, really. So yeah, you got to talk about both sides. We're talking about the bullish side, and I just don't know it's hard to see it going much higher than the 618 before reversing majorly downside again. Okay, so futures starting to, not really, you know, they're not doing anything, dude. They're just kind of climbing to the upside, infinitesimally. Okay, whatever. So I think we're good though, man. I think we've covered what we need to cover. All right, you know, just checked on all the markets, from gold to equities to crypto. What a wild and crazy market, man. It's almost like a movie every day. What will happen next? When will the top be in? Because we all know it's a reflexive rally that has ushered in a recession. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash at its happening. And is up 6% today, but it's nothing special. It's not like it's up 6% and nothing else is. Everything else is up a lot too in crypto. Link being, of course, the top performer, up around 20% at a critical resistance yield valley of the double top. It was terrible, dude. I mean, people like Jake, man, you know, they look at OXT. It's something we joke about, make fun of all the time. I mean, you think it looks like bearish consolidation, doesn't it? It's certain price contraction. Every time you make a high, it's a lower high, and every time you make a low, it's a higher low. So price contraction looks like you're nearing an apex. So move coming. You know it, man. I don't even know, like, oh, anchor here, and you just keep adjusting, I guess. You can't get that many touch points. It's like 2 anchor points no matter where you anchor. You just adjust, and then I'm just trying to unironically look at OXT right now. All right, like where did it start? It started as a, you know, a base where it was like a demand line that was horizontal, and then it's like, oh, we started accelerating demand. Okay, whatever, man. So that you're nearing the apex, so the breakout's coming, whether it's the upside or downside. I don't know. You could very well break to the upside, make a scrub retrace up here at 17 cents and dump again. No idea, man. It's up 1.61%. HG is gonna be like, oh my god, OXT. Yeah, big breakout coming to the downside or the upside. You could always just come down here and test it again. 12 cents. There you go, Jake, man. Bitcoin is just right at the cusp of a major breakout again, maybe. $300 move real fast if there was a true breakout. Futures starting to climb a little bit more. I mean, yeah, Charizard, but the thing is, though, those things are neutral. That doesn't, like, if it's like lower highs and higher lows, man, and there's an apex, it's pretty neutral, and you just can't count out the fact that it might break to the upside, and even break the upside, make a fake out, then dump afterwards. So yeah, dude, be on the lookout. We have like you're just at resistance, so it could break at any time. But just want to say thanks to everyone for coming out. Appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions. Thank you, Whippy Man. So yeah, y'all be easy. Keep your eye on the futures that are climbing a little bit. Bitcoin could break out. 73.78. So I'll be back. Until next time, respects the TA.
Tib Oud.
Adios, turd nuggets.